So, this is the story of John Christie. Now, John Christie lived in a flat in Notting Hill in London, at 10 Rillington Place. And what he used to do was murder women. What I'm going to do is just try and tell you the story as far as I can actually remember it. So if there's a few things that are a bit off, then I do apologise. It's just, I remember watching the film 10 Rillington Place a long time ago, and also sort of reading about it. But yeah, I'll try and tell the story as accurately as I can, but sort of, if I do sort of, some of it isn't right, then I do apologise. But yeah, he moved into the flat 10 Rillington Place, and he brought home a woman who I think she's supposed to have had bronchitis. It was something to do with the sort of throat anyway, or whatever. And what he actually would do is he said, "Oh, I've got this cure for it." So he brought her back to his flat, and he would put like a jar with a rubber pipe in it, and put the jar over her face and say, "Right, well, breathe this in and it will help cure the bronchitis," or whatever it was she had. But then he would swap the pipe and connect it directly to the gas supply, his normal gas supply. So they would then, of course, pass out, and he would then strangle them and rape them. And he did this to several women. Now, a guy and his wife moved into the flat on the top floor, just above John Christie's. His name was Timothy Evans, and he moved in with his wife, Beryl. They had a baby. I can't remember the name, but I think was it Geraldine, and they used to argue and row a lot. But then one day Beryl found out that she was pregnant, and Timothy wasn't happy about this, because he wasn't earning a lot of money, and they already had a baby. So John Christie said to Beryl, he said, "Look," he said, "I can give you an abortion." So again, Christie did this same thing where he gave her the gas, the actual gas, and then strangled her and raped her, and put her body, I think he put the bodies, he put some bodies under the floorboards, and some he put in the alcove. He had this alcove in his kitchen, and he sort of put them behind there as well. So what had happened then is that Timothy Evans was a sort of very uneducated man, and Christie told him that, she had died during the procedure, and that, he would have to take the blame for it, and somehow he sort of talked him into taking the blame. So Timothy Evans got arrested for it, and when they asked him where the body was, he said he thinks it was down a drain or somewhere, but when they checked the drain there was no saying, well, they was always arguing and shouting at each other, and he heard like lots of things going on, and pretty much threw him under the bus. And eventually, Timothy Evans was hung for the murder when he actually hadn't done it. Eventually, after, because John Christie ended up doing this again to several other women, as I said, they were sort of buried in his garden. They was put behind the alcove in his kitchen, buried under the floorboards, all these people, all these women. And eventually he murdered his wife as well. I think he strangled her too. He then wrote like a letter to the neighbour, saying that she was going to visit her parents somewhere, and that's why she wasn't there. But yeah, eventually, he left, 10 Rillington Place, and then they found all the bodies that were buried under the floorboards and in the alcove in the kitchen, in the garden. They found like all these different things, and they eventually also found the body of the baby and Beryl. And Beryl was still pregnant as well. So now they knew it was actually John Christie. And then one day, a police officer found John Christie on a bridge. I think he approached him on a bridge, and he was then arrested and was hung for the murders. It's a really sad sort of story as well, because Timothy Evans was actually an innocent man that was hung, and it was sort of not much, in time. I think this happened again where an innocent man was hung, and I think that's why, in the UK they abolished capital punishment. They stopped the hangings. But yeah, I think he was officially pardoned, I think, back in 2014 or something like that, and was officially found not guilty of actually doing anything. Christie did confess to the murder of Beryl, but never confessed to killing the baby. But people just think that was because, if he'd gone to prison and he was like a child killer, that he would be, he'd be a target in there, and that's why he would never confess. But I'm pretty sure that he did it as well. But yeah, a very interesting story, guys. If you want to look it up, go and look it up on Google. I'm sure it'll be on there. And also check out the movie 10 Rillington Place. It's a brilliant film. It was made back in 1971. So check that out. It's a really interesting story. But yeah, pretty gruesome as well. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I will definitely be doing more of these very, very, very soon. But in the meantime, have yourselves a wonderful, peaceful